Guys, this video is brought to you by freedomraffle.org. They are giving away a brand new Tesla Model S Plaid. We love doing giveaways and we love it when you guys win these cars. So head to freedomraffle.org to support our Afghan allies and hopefully win a brand new Plaid. Hello and welcome to another Out of Spec Reviews video. Welcome back to Northern Colorado. We are at home and we have a visitor. My friend Brandon, who is an EV YouTuber, I'll leave his link in the description below, brought over his brand new Rivian R1T. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then he rolled up and he's like, it's got Ocean Coast interior. And I'm like, no way. So this is my first time seeing Ocean Coast interior. Of course, I've already played around with it a little bit, but I thought it'd be so great to show you on video Rivian's new interior option. I've brought along my truck as well, which has the Forest Edge. So I would say two of the less popular interior options when compared to the traditional black. I'll tell you which one I would prefer and I would select here towards the end of the video. But for now, let's go on a tour of the new Rivian interior, Ocean Coast. So we've done a ton of Rivian videos over the last few months now, and that is not stopping at all. We'll be testing a Rivian R1S coming up here soon. Efficiency differences between all the wheels and tires, so all the nerd stuff is coming. But this is more of a surface level video exploring the different interior options. Now, I think everyone's pretty familiar with the black interior that comes on these trucks, and we could probably, I mean, we filmed enough with a black interior. Everyone knows what it looks like for the most part. It's just black. And it's really nice. I actually really like the black interior in the Rivian. It was my choice. But here's my truck. It's white 22-inch wheel with the Forest Edge interior. Brandon, I'm noticing one thing though. Both trucks are in high suspension. Your truck's sitting definitely higher than mine.
I would agree.
Yeah, wonder what's going on with that. And it's not even a tire difference. I would say this is just sitting a bit lower, and especially on the passenger side, it seems to be kind of leaning over there a little bit. Not sure what's going on with that. But let's go inside my truck. It's a mess. I use it like a truck, you know, going through mud and, you know, banging it around, and that's what it's built for. But this is the Forest Edge interior. And honestly, when I saw it in the configurator, I was like, oh, that's not so good. I really don't want to go for the Forest Edge. But then when we were selecting our truck and I saw one was available, I started to look at photos of it. This again was Forest Edge was still just coming off the line. It was an early production of this interior. I was like, wow, that's kind of more gray than green in a sense. And it definitely depends on the lighting. Certainly there's a lot of green in here. And I love this sort of brown natural grain wood that's available as well. And, you know, I said, let's go for it. I thought the 22s looked really cool. Of course, we want to go for aftermarket 20s eventually, or even downsize the wheels to 19s or 18s if we can get a smaller brake kit. All the ideas are flowing around. But if you take a look inside, you'll see the seats are wonderful. 15,000 miles almost on the truck. Take a look at the driver's side bolsters and the seat sides. Really not much wear and tear. And honestly, I've let people borrow this truck and I've seen them just sit full beans right on that side bolster, which I'm very particular not to do in daily driving, of course. The passenger seat looks pretty much brand new as well. The steering wheel looking amazing. Haven't cleaned it once. I'll probably actually clean it this weekend, but because I'm pretty particular about the steering wheel. But the interior is just awesome. And I thought, oh, bit of a shame we didn't get black when we got this thing, but really pleased. Two things I don't like about it. The first is the center of the steering wheel being green. To me, that's a bit weird and doesn't need to be. The other thing is the headliner. If you take a look up there, I think arguably the worst part of this interior is the green headliner. It's not a perfect shade. To me, I wish they just kept it black. But one thing that I can't deny is just how well screwed together this interior truly is. If you take a look in the back, we just have some things riding back here, but that's the rear seat view of the green interior. I think it works really well with the Rivian orange accents, these bronze things in the seats as well. Really a wonderful interior. And like I said, screwed together so well. There is still, after 14,000 miles on this truck, not one squeak, not one rattle. And honestly, I have a Model S and that's starting to squeak and rattle. And our e-tron even has some little things. So I'm just blown away by the build quality. Now, I mentioned I really wanted to get the black interior when we got this truck. And, you know, at the end of the day, I'm so thankful we got our truck. But ideally, when I originally spec'd my order, it was with Ocean Coast interior. I love light interiors. I've spec'd white interior in my Model S and my Model 3. Our e-tron has the light interior. And to me, it just brightens up the cabin, makes it feel so much nicer. But I haven't really had a chance to spend time with it until you brought your truck over, Brandon. So thank you. And let's open up the driver's door. By the way, I think a pretty bold color combo here. I really like it, having the all-terrains, this really bright blue with the light color inside. I'm sure you'll have videos on this, but full paint protection film throughout the truck. What paint protection film did you go with?
It's SunTech Reaction, so it's a self-healing film like most of them are, but it also has a built-in ceramic coating of sorts, or at least the similar properties to ceramic coating. So you get a lot of the water beating, easy washing, things like that.
Yeah, I've taken a look at a lot of different PPFs over the years. I've seen XPELs, I've seen others. In some cases, PPF doesn't need to look good. It's just a sacrificial layer. In your case, it's a sacrificial layer and it actually looks really good. We'll see how it holds up over time with the edges lifting and stuff, but I am really impressed with this particular film. I think also your installers did a wonderful job. So perhaps we'll bring it by out of spec detailing. We'll have Colton go through and sort of analyze it, because Colton's not a PPF guy, and I think it'd be really neat to get his detailed assessment of this. So I have the key to your truck. I want to say a huge thank you to Sparrow World for sponsoring today's video. Hey, these guys are doing something pretty incredible. They are supporting our forgotten Afghan allies through this wonderful charity, which you can find on freedomraffle.org. All you have to do is purchase a $150 ticket and you're immediately entered to win a Tesla Model S Plaid. Guess what? Sparrow World already has the Plaid, so as soon as you win the raffle, it shouldn't take long for you to get the car. On top of that, you have the best chances ever that I've seen of winning one of these cars in the raffles that we've done here. And that's because Sparrow World has only sold about 20% of their tickets coming up to their deadline October 1st. So all you have to do is head to freedomraffle.org to support our forgotten Afghan allies by purchasing some tickets. And of course, you're entered to win that awesome Model S Plaid. Best of luck, and thank you to Sparrow Worldwide for sponsoring today's video. Which is laggy as always. But take a look on the inside. First of all, just look at this door. And I know the sun's kind of in a weird spot, but this is very much a gray material more than bright white like Tesla. And I think it looks amazing. Also, the reason Ocean Coast didn't come at launch, we were told, was because the wood trim up here on the dashboard was a lighter wood. It was sort of a beachy wood. And apparently they had issues with them cracking over time with different temperatures. One of my friends worked for a company that did mileage accumulations on Rivian before they launched, and they had Ocean Coast and their wood trim cracked. And so, you know, those were the things I couldn't talk about until now, I guess. Everyone knows. So anyway, black interior on the truck, or black wood on the truck, I think works better. What do you think?
Oh, it was my only hesitation with Ocean Coast was the light wood.
Yeah.
And I actually locked my configuration like 4 days before they made the Ocean Coast interior update with the Black Mountain wood.
Yeah.
And my guide was telling me how good it looked, but I think he couldn't tell me yet.
Yeah.
And I am so glad that I locked with Ocean Coast, because when I first got the contact from my guide about like confirming my address, configuration, all that, I actually had Black Mountain spec'd. But because I'm on the old pricing, because I ordered in February 2021, I was able to get Ocean Coast at no extra cost, whereas on the new pricing, it's $2,000.
Wow.
So then with the change to the black wood, it was a no-brainer to go with the light interior. I love light interiors.
Yeah, I think you and I agree there. Take a look inside on the driver's seat. To me, just beautiful. This truck almost at 2,000 miles already. You just took it on a huge road trip from Minnesota over to here, right?
Yep, and then I'm going to be continuing on to North Carolina as well.
And all of those videos of the road trips will be on your YouTube channel, which will be linked below. A ton of Rivian content to come. Overall, though, I'm noticing a couple more differences between our interiors. So the floor mats in this are wonderful, but they wouldn't go with my truck.
No.
But they look really good here. I'm not digging the floor mats in the launch edition.
Are your floor mats the same as Black Mountain? I believe they are.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't love them. But
I think they look good, but these look better. I do have all-weathers coming.
So the first thing I noticed getting into your truck, your seat is significantly higher than my seat.
And we both sit all the way down, all the way back.
All the way down, and I just can't get low enough in your truck. I feel like I'm all the way up in the roof. And definitely, we've made sure that we've hit the down a few times, raised the seat. The seat in my truck goes lower.
Yeah, I agree, because I drove Kyle's truck a fair bit today, and it feels noticeably different. It could be a little bit of the cushion just wearing in a little bit and sinking a little.
That's true. That's true.
But also, this is an 11,400 VIN, and yours is a 4,800 VIN.
Yep.
So it's possible that maybe there's just a little bit more cushioning or a different seat bracket, or who knows what the change is.
Yeah, hard to say. I definitely get the sense that things have just been tightened up throughout production moving forwards, which was a concern because, you know, if we look at Tesla, we look at others, as they ramp production, quality seems to go down.
Yeah.
But I would say it's almost the opposite here with Rivian, ramping production with increased quality is my
at least maintaining, if not, because it was already so good, they didn't really have a ton to improve necessarily on build quality.
True, but I just get the sense driving this truck that it's pretty tight. Like
it drives so well.
It really does. So I only have two issues with the Ocean Coast interior personally. The first is, what the heck is going on with this white steering wheel situation? Just like the Forest Edge interior, this should be black.
Why are they even making 3 different airbags? It doesn't make any sense.
Makes no sense. Looks worse. And to me, it's like this should just be black. Because looking forwards, there's nothing else that's light. So just make
it should
this
be a black wheel.
Totally agree. Also, the light headliner. To me, a huge downside. I love dark headliners, but I love light seats. And here, again, every interior option should have a black wheel and a black headliner, in my opinion. There will be people out there who love the light headliner and giving this airy feeling. But to me, it doesn't quite match the rest of the vibe of the truck. And the light seats do have this black and white tone. Here, let me pop out so you can see it. They have this black strip or this dark gray strip down the center, which works really well. And it's this really nice material, sort of a fabric feeling material. Did a great job. One thing, it's still too new to tell is how easily this interior can be cleaned, because I have a lot of experience with Tesla white seats, owning many vehicles with them, putting the muddy dogs in there and washing them clean. This feels like a similar material, but almost a bit harder wearing. It seems like it's a bit of an upgrade from Tesla's white seats.
I would agree, but the only added complexity there is that these are ventilated seats, so they have the open pores through all the ventilation pores.
Yeah.
So if you spill something on there, it's more easily able to penetrate into the actual seat material than like a Model 3 or Model Y seat that's essentially just vinyl.
But it would be the same as my Model S, I guess.
True. And these actually have the similar piping, the dark accent color all the way around, similar to your Model S.
Helps it massively. I love the contrasting stitching, the perforations. They did such a great job on that. Even the stitching through here is really nice quality. You can see the whole seat really, I think, one of the best design seats in the industry. I think the only thing I could ask for is maybe a massage option.
I would love a massage. Having spent about 15 hours in the car on Saturday, it would have been nice, but the seats are just so good.
Amazing. I did, similar to you, 3,000-mile road trip in my truck just recently, and I couldn't have been happier. Take a look in the back seat. You can see the door extending with this black wood, of course, the contrast stitching, but not the contrast stitching in the white or the light gray on the door itself. But on the seat, you do get the contrast stitch. The back of the seats are identical to my truck. Everything is the same except for the seat cover material and the floor mats.
Well, the wood around the coat hook or USB-C port is different.
Yep, I did not realize that. You're absolutely correct. This is the Black Mountain, same wood.
Correct.
What is the wood called?
I think it's like distressed beechwood or something like that, or
something like that. But
dark beechwood, something like that.
Same wood as the rest of the truck, so all the wood trim matches. Really like this wood, actually. And personally, I'm so happy that the original wood was cracking.
Yeah.
Because this looks 10 times better than the light wood.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of a wooden vehicle hater to begin with. With my previous Polestar 2, I had the base interior, which had I think they call it carbon deco or something like that instead of wood. And I thought that looked better than the upgraded trims that have wood.
Nice. Matt's RV Reviews Art Deco reference right there. Love that. So there we go. The one cool thing about having the Ocean Coast interior over the Black Mountain or the Forest Edge is certainly at night. And we'll insert a photo that you took, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which you took a photo of this thing with all the interior lights on at night, and it's so bright.
Yeah.
It was really cool, actually.
It's almost kind of magical, I think.
Yeah. It gave it this really neat effect.
And what's really cool is the accent lightings on the door cards and on the dash. Because they're only white light, they look really good. And it's a great contrast to the dark wood.
Yeah, I totally agree. And if I had to buy another Rivian, which I have 2 more on order, they're not coming anytime soon. I have an R1S and an R1T Max Pack on order. Both of those will be getting the Ocean Coast interior. Now, will I take the time to actually swap the headliner to black? It's all doable. Maybe that would be a fun video, because I think this is the perfect interior. Give me a dark headliner, give me the black steering wheel cover, and I'm set.
Yeah, I'm a bit tempted to swap out my steering wheel airbag if it's reasonably feasible. Headliner's a pretty big undertaking, but airbags are pretty easy to swap.
Totally agree. The wheel would be the easiest one out of both of those. But I think just to wrap this up, thrilled with my Forest Edge interior. It was something I went into thinking, oh, a green interior, that's so weird. Really nice to live with every day. And people love it. We put people in the car. I'm like, what do you think of the interior? Like, I'm not totally sure. And they're like, wow, this is gorgeous. Everyone, because we had a whole bunch of people in this yesterday.
Tons.
Everyone loved it. They were like, oh, Ocean Coast is the way to go. So I think if you have a choice, first choice, Ocean Coast, second choice, black, third choice, Forest Edge, but they're all pretty good.
And I think it also matters which exterior color you're going with, because Forest Edge definitely doesn't work with every exterior color.
Like the yellow color.
Yeah, that spinach omelet combo.
Yeah.
Or Forest Edge with Rivian Blue. I've seen some photos. I don't like it a whole lot.
And I think it's kind of interesting. What most automakers will do is the most controversial color combos, they'll block.
Yeah.
And it seems like only Rivian and Porsche will let you do whatever you want.
Yeah. And then there's Volkswagen that blocks combos that would actually look great.
Right, like Moonwalk with the light interior,
Yeah.
or Moonstone with the light interior. But finally, for 2022, you could get that. So they opened it up. Anyway, there you go. I think it's also worth commenting how we've been in and out of both of these trucks, swapping them around, testing them out. And we're going to be doing a test of 20-inch versus 21-inch versus 22-inch wheel and tire efficiencies to help guide your decision. We're also going to be working with Nokian to find a 21-inch winter tire solution, or even an all-terrain tire solution for that, because there's not many options for 21-inch tires. And I think just to finish it off, these trucks are amazing.
Absolutely fantastic. I've owned a ton of vehicles and nothing comes close to this. I could sell it and make 20, 30K easily, but there's nothing else on the market that I want to replace it with, which I can't say about any other vehicle.
Right, and it's not like Rivian's paying us to say this. I don't even think they watch our videos.
I spent more money than I've ever spent on any vehicle in my life on this Rivian.
Right, it's just amazing. And to be honest, like going on a big towing trip with my truck, and we'll have a whole video, 2 videos on that actually, to pick up the Nissan Leaf. This thing tows like a monster. You just can't even feel. I had 5,000 pounds in the back of it, which isn't that much, but like couldn't even tell it was back there. Huge acceleration. Everything was super stable. The towing mode was amazing. The efficiency was better than I expected. I was getting about 140. If I squeezed it, 150, 160 miles on a charge if I slowed down a little bit. But I was like, no, I'm doing 80 miles an hour with this thing. We're going. I didn't buy this truck to have to go slower. So just thrilled with the build quality, thrilled with the Ocean Coast, and I can't wait for my Max Pack Limestone on Ocean Coast to come in at some point in the next, hopefully, 3 years. And I'm really looking forward to the Max Pack stuff, because A, are they even going to make it? B, will it be 800 volt? And C, will it have an 80 amp onboard charger? These are the things I'm kind of hoping for. I hope they make it. I hope it's 800 volt, and I hope they have an 80 amp onboard charger. There you go, another out of spec reviews video, a very quick one looking at Ocean Coast. Can't thank you enough, Brandon, for letting me use your truck. And subscribe to Brandon's channel. It's linked in the description below. That's a video, folks. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.